We are at Brands Hatch. We're doubling this corner for Monza, shooting a accident scene for our rookie Joshua Pierce. We've been rehearsing and testing for months. There's a lot going on when we're shooting these scenes. The authenticity of it was something that was very important to me, that we actually get it right.
We talked about replicating the Peroni crash, and we aimed to launch the car 60 to 70 meters to land on the tire wall into the fence area. This is a high pressurized ram which we charge with nitrogen. We've got a metal slug which fires down a line. And our goal is to get the car to the launch point, which is our pipe ramp, to 120 miles an hour.
Ready, in 3, 2, 1, action.
The plan was that the car was supposed to kind of come through the Rolex sign, crash against the fence, land on the tires. We had done a lot of testing, kind of dialing that in perfectly. It just needed another 20 feet. But, obviously, a car weighs different with real cameras on it. So I asked Keith after the first take to crank the pressure up on the launch, because I told him it was always better to overachieve than underachieve. Let's go again right away. Oh my God. One of the great things about live action filmmaking is sometimes things don't go exactly as you planned, but in those moments, sometimes you get more than what you hope for. And boy, did we overachieve. That was huge. We've launched the car, we think, over 100 meters, over the set, into the trees. But in this moment, kind of created something really great, we think. We're just going to embrace it and make it part of the film.
The rookie attacks in 11.
No, no!
Pierce pulls alongside the Red Bull. His wheels ahead for the first time ever. Apex DP.
We chatted with Joe. We wanted to be able to put Damson in the action when the car was spinning. So we flew the car. We knew that it did the rotation. We know that we were rotating at 2 seconds a revolution.
After that first revolution, once you feel it's up to speed, just throw.
This.
Yeah, brace. That's what Craig did. Brace, and then just try to hold on. Yeah.
Nice. Is it 12?
If you're happy. If you're not, hands on the halo. Yeah? We put Damson in the bug. We wanted to put it on a rig that could be movable. So we put it on a rotor 360. That gives us the ability to take it up to different heights, change angles, change pitch, so that we could have him on the incline, on the level, and on the decline.
Keep going, and stop.
We ended up just sitting him like that because he flew most of the way as if he was on the angle.
Stand by, here we go, action.
We ended up doing 5 revolutions with Damson. He loved it. I think he wanted to go again.
I'm alive!
Top man, well done, mate. See you in Vegas.
What was it?
Oh,
that was intense.
When we had Brad driving down and pull into a stop, it wanted to feel like, oh my God, he's not going to get out of that. Joe wanted it to feel really big, and I think we achieved that with the flames. We did a mixture of propane and we did a mixture of fuels, which gives us a rich orange burn, but also a nice black, thick smoke, which makes it look like a fuel fire.
They can pull the pin for you, right?
Yeah.
As soon as you start feeling any warmth, I want you to say now, and we're going to put you out.
100%, I promise you.
Got some guys here who work a lot with fire, obviously, with a lot of experience and all that.
Do me a favour, just see if you can start to pat them out, like you're panicking and patting them out.
Damson, we've done some tests with the hands just to make him feel comfortable.
Good, lovely. Any hot spots?
No, that was
perfect.
cool.
Well, it's really to keep it as real as what would happen.
You'll feel it at a certain temperature, it should stay that temperature. If it starts to increase, you need to be out.
Okay.
Okay, because then it starts to melt your skin, basically.
We've had some references, unfortunately, from Formula One where we've seen these sort of accidents.
Go for a full body one now.
So we actually use those as our template to try and replicate those as close as possible. The Grosjean crash, unfortunate for him, but glad he got out of it, was obviously the inspiration behind this.
Had an amazing, intimate conversation with Grosjean, who had been through a similar crash. And he walked me through everything that was going in his mind when he was in a car during that moment. Everyone in this world has been so supportive to us every step of the way, and we wouldn't be able to do it without them.
It's a great success, and just really proud of the team for putting all the work in to make this happen.
That was hot. Me, not the fire.
The prospect of bringing in a major movie production to create an 11th team was a really unprecedented endeavor.
The drivers' meeting is a very kind of sacred, closed session. So when we were invited, it was very surreal. I think there was some understandable skepticism at the beginning, you know, to have a bunch of people from Hollywood walk in.
Racing drivers are very focused, single-minded individuals, but having Brad and Dams and Joe and Jerry to talk to them about the fact that they were there to help reflect the skill and the commitment and the bravery and courage of those drivers was hugely important and really well received.
Once we explained what we were doing, they embraced us, and all the drivers have been fantastic, you know, open to playing cameos of themselves.
We're very fortunate because we got a combination of team owners and team principals and drivers in the film.
The red flag section of the film is a suspenseful moment because, you know, we don't know what's going to happen.
It's the worst feeling in the world.
There's an accident on the track, and all the teams have to go back into the pits and prepare to go out again.
JP, red flag, come in.
It's a culmination of the entire movie.
Team, time to build a car.
Every team gave us a car, gave us drivers. Lewis Hamilton was there amongst our actors, which was exciting.
The guys here are super embedded into this environment.
I think the scene really plays out tremendously well in the story because you feel the reality of it. When I had the chance to put my feet on the racetrack, it's like theater, but theater seen by thousands on thousands of people screaming at you with Brad and the real cars and the real drivers. There was a lot of adrenaline.
It's in the hands of the racing gods now. You gotta believe.
You've got a packed stadium. You've got other drivers and other racing teams who are doing what they do every week. And then here you are trying to film a movie.
Yo, you good?
Yeah, good.
Pressure's definitely on.
We're not sitting on a soundstage with wind machines.
There's no beginning and end to where set is. You go through the paddock and everyone's holding a camera. It's just so immersive. You're so swept up in it, and it makes the job so much easier because we're there to run a race.
We all know what we've got to do. The choreography involved is timed down to the last second.
Before every section of the race, we had long meetings where we laid out the choreography. Then when we finished shooting the section, we had a debrief on how we did and what we accomplished.
It's the art of possibility and understanding where we could squeeze time for Brad and Dams and the pro drivers to choreograph these key story beats. And that was a collaboration between our Formula One sporting team, the FIA, our promoters, and of course the teams as well.
Tim Bampton was the liaison between the film and the sport, which is a very complicated, busy position. The logistics of that are just unbelievable. You're talking about a couple $100 million worth of equipment being wheeled out before a race weekend, having all the teams work on their cars in the background for our scene. It was just amazing what he was able to pull off.
It's a miracle. I know. Never seen one until now.
This is unbelievable. The way they've let us embed into their season.
Me and Kim have to build this car with Carlos Sainz watching us. And I have such a cool bit of dialogue once the car is ready.
Hey, Sonny, you got a minute?
I said to Joe, though, you have to put some movie soundtrack music underneath.
We got you a car.
Ah, you rock.
You could tell when Lewis was on set. There was a vibe.
We had an hour with all the teams to shoot that sequence. Lewis playing himself, all the mechanics playing themselves for the various teams. Lewis has a very busy schedule, and so we had to make the choice to start shooting without him. And like 3 minutes later, he walked in and just stepped in and started doing his thing, which was amazing.
So we're filming a scene, it's the red flag. I get out of the car and take my helmet off, and I'm staring at Damson. And we have a bit of a stare out.
He's such a positive person. It's just like so inspiring.
I tried to be cool, but I feel like a kid. You've done such a great job with it. Something I'm really proud of.
Well, we're a crowd of, I can't tell you how many, 40 or 50,000 people watching you on the grid with our actors and our cars lined up with all the great drivers and all the great teams for F1. It put a chill down your spine. It was really something special.
Formula One history is filled with stories like this. Teams that come out of nowhere and somehow find a way to innovate or pull off a miracle and win. It was a nice parallel to the filmmaking process.
On the face of it, Formula One teams and movie crews look like they're entirely different entities. Scratch the surface and there are so many similarities in the way they operate. Underlying everything, this ability to pivot and respond very quickly to new challenges and unexpected challenges.
This job's completely unique. I'd never thought I'd find myself, trying to record dialogue at a live F1 track. Fairly hostile environment, really, with all the noise that's going on and the radio frequencies from the cars, other film crews. We've been using Simon RF's Cobham video transmitters to transmit sound of the cars back to me. Electrical department, props, costume, everyone's helped facilitate the sound capture on the project.
I think audiences are going to get a perspective of what it's like to be in one of these machines. The sound, it's what you're seeing, the feeling. We used every tool we could to capture that. So on this film, we needed to place the recording unit somewhere on a car that has no storage space. I mean, it's just enough room for the driver.
Now we have 16 different angles on the car. It's the first time we've ever had a remote camera that can turn and move.
I mean, if you look at this camera body, that's 4K. This is like cutting edge. This one moves 360, can catch us, can catch one of the other drivers. The same thing, this one fully rotates. And then this one back here, it's really nice because when you see the tire hit some bumps, you'll also see the steering wheel at the same time.
So we're receiving the pictures from the cars are beaming pictures to our receive sites around the circuit, and then comes back to mission control. But the pitch quality we get is exceptional, and that allows the director to see exactly what he wants when he needs it, and the exact depth of field and everything, which is something quite special for them.
We wrote some software, and sure enough, we've been able to, talk to the cameras and talk to the lens control. Everything you see that's on the car in the RF, pretty much we've built. And just, specifically to fit this car.
We definitely wanted to be able to show that our actors are in the middle of a race.
Putting it on was one thing, and then the next thing was being able to drive at 200 miles an hour and have it manage all the vibrations and not translate to the image. So, this is I don't know if you could see it, but there's a little bit of vibration isolation here. And it is all manually done based on the kind of tires we have and how rough the track is.
Having the likes of Joe there to push us the boundaries of what we can do and what we're allowed to do, and we say we can go more, he's quite happy us going more, and yeah, it's been amazing.
We've been rehearsing and testing for months. Sometimes things don't go exactly as you planned, but in those moments, sometimes you get more than what you hope for.
We are capturing and driving the cars that Brad and Damson are in, so it's sort of an extension of their characters.
Sonny's first test sequence in front of the Apex crew is going to catch a snap, go into the wall at almost 100 miles an hour. It's going to be an unmanned car, remote driven by our stunt driver, Craig, and we got 2 shots at that.
I think it was one of our most ambitious stunts that we've done on the movie. Got it sideways and got the rotation enough for Joe and visual effects to cut into to create the spin to a stop with Brad.
Yeah, we got the shot, so it's amazing.
When you're part of a Formula One team, you're part of 700, 1,000 people who are all working in their specific areas towards one common outcome, and that's to get a Formula One car and its driver over the line first. Now looking at how a movie production works, it's so similar. There are hundreds of people who are specialists in their field who all come together to create one moment.
So there was a lot of innovation I think we did in order to shoot this the way we did. And I do believe that through problems, you come up with solutions that in the end can make a film better than what you originally set out to do. Formula One is a global sport, so we made sure that we actually went to these real places to shoot. We didn't shoot this all in one location to make it look like different places. We went to different tracks around the world and captured the unique flavor of each of these places. We couldn't have pulled it off without the tight partnership with Formula One. The access they gave us was more than I could have ever dreamed of. We had a garage for Apex GP between Ferrari and Mercedes during the Silverstone Grand Prix.
They slot us in between Ferrari and Mercedes, and you go, are you kidding me? Are you really? It's almost embarrassing.
Because of the way the pits at Silverstone were organized and laid out, it just so happened that the Apex garage was right in the epicenter, right in the middle of the action. You couldn't have really immersed them more centrally in the actual event.
The Formula One teams were extremely supportive of our project. We were shown inside teams' garages. So we were given a guide to how it operates and the logistics of getting the teams in and out, and all these other things that we're now more expert in.
Coming in, let's go!
Our production designers did an incredible job creating an Apex version of the garage, which looks and feels like a real Formula One garage, but at the same time felt unique to our team and kind of its design and styling and color palette.
When I walked into the Apex garage for the first time and saw it for real, having seen the plans, having seen the models, it was a real moment of pride to see that come to life.
The attention to detail was pretty astonishing. If you opened any drawer, there was the full set of tools. All the monitors had data that you would see in Formula One.
They know exactly what they're doing, and their authenticity has been a key word for them from the word go.
It really does make a difference.
Purple Sector 1, best one yet. Car feels good.
When you put actors in a place that feels so authentic, I do feel like it informs their performance.
They made the set look so real. For me, it was especially important because that was where my first scene was. So, yeah, they did 80% of the job for me.
We were given access to not only front of garages, but the back of house, which no one gets to see, not even the other teams.
Oh my goodness! The most gratifying thing was seeing other Formula One teams and team principals come in and admire everything and say they want to take some ideas from it. So that was the ultimate stamp of approval.
How you doing?
Yeah. Lewis walked in, a couple of the Mercedes mechanics walked in.
This is better than my garage. It was so well put together, very high tech. For a second, I was like, I want to be on the Apex team. Oh, the garage looks amazing.
So that's kind of a nice endorsement for our garage.
Very cool.
We ended up at the McLaren headquarters, which gave us the exterior of the Apex factory.
Boy, look at my son. Hey.
That's the one. Then we went to Mercedes to do the factory floor. Their factory floor was fascinating and interesting, where the cars actually are made and assembled. And then we went to Williams for the wind tunnel. And what we soon realized was there were aesthetic connective tissues between each of these places. They don't feel like different spaces, they feel as one.
Everything you're seeing is real. It is a part of our world. The real brief from the outset from everyone was, we want this to be as authentic as possible.
To be able to shoot in a facility like this where real F1 cars are tested has been amazing. This is a model of our Apex Formula One car, which Williams built for us.
Williams helped us make a 60% scale model of the Apex track car. They adapted a model that they have and use to calibrate the wind tunnel, and they essentially added bodywork pieces to it. So when you watch that scene in the film, it is a pretty faithful replication of the Apex car that we have designed.
And action.
It's a huge boon for us to be able to go down to that level of accuracy.
Yeah, sorry, hi. What you working on?
I'm working on a new front wing concept, trying to pick us up a 10th or so.
We really did want to film in some very secret spots at Mercedes. We did manage to film in their simulator that their Formula One drivers use to train in, which looks like nothing else I've ever seen.
What was timed?
He found half a second.
The racing simulator that the drivers train on has never been seen publicly before. Gave us incredible behind-the-scenes access. Being able to work with Mercedes and McLaren and Williams and use actual employees who work for the team in some of these scenes has been incredible. What's really fun about Formula One is every race has its own distinct quality. Silverstone is where the first Formula One race was held, and it has all this history.
So we're here at Silverstone filming the F1 movie. It's been an amazing day. It's very cold, a bit windy. In the pit lane, it's very strange to be back here when I'm not in racing.
I will always be very emotionally drawn to Silverstone for what it meant for me with the crowd, shooting the first scene together with Brad and Tobias, and what it meant for me to put my feet on the ground for the first time on such a historical, unique racetrack.
The stadium in Mexico City that they drive through has this incredible energy unlike anything else.
We filmed the scene with Sonny climbing out of his car at the end of the race in front of 30,000 fans. It was just such an incredible moment.
Spa is one of the most famous turns in motorsport.
It is phenomenal. You stand at the bottom of it, you look up Eau Rouge, and as they go by, it sucks the air out of your lungs.
Being in Vegas was just extraordinary. It was so immersive. The track was great.
Las Vegas is like a sci-fi movie, going down the strip at 200 miles an hour.
Abu Dhabi, it feels like, you know, you're 10 years in the future when you're there, just because of the incredible architecture and construction.
The luxury to be in Abu Dhabi the day of the race, where the real winners of F1 championship of that year are going to get in the podium. And then, seconds after, Brad, Damson, me, to be able to get in that podium, it is something extraordinary.
I'm not sure how still we got away with it, but everyone at F1 were so giving and opened up all the doors. By the end of it, a year and a half later, it just felt like our own backyard. We had a lot of laughs, and we felt oddly a part of it.
Filming across the world on race weekends as the 11th team has been really cool. It's been quite a journey.
Brad and Damson have genuinely, hand on heart, been driving quicker than any near normal human being will ever get to drive.
You know, I started up a kid, like dirt bikes, and really got heavily into MotoGP. Then I started veering into F1, and then now here we are.
I went on the simulator before any audition. I even created a character on the F1 game and like named him Joshua Pierce. I definitely manifested this.
Brad trained for 3 months along with Damson to be able to drive the cars, and they both are phenomenal athletes.
I mean, it's the physicality alone is unbelievable. We've had Craig Dolby, Luciano, taking them around the tracks, getting them familiar with incredibly high speeds.
Started and just taught them the basics, you know, how to actually get round the lap. Get them comfortable, get them consistent in doing high speed. After that, we started bringing cars in closer to them, getting to look where they need to be looking.
Brad, he's one of those, like, freakishly talented guys.
Luch was my guy. He was
at his neck.
You have the actors, we cast the movie, but you got to build the cars. So we were very fortunate because Mercedes designed our car. It is sleek, it is beautiful, and I'm sure they're cutting to it right now, so you can see how beautiful the car is.
We're running a Mechachrome F2 car, no power steering, and it's been stretched. Mercedes did our aero package.
We took a Formula 2 chassis and a Formula 2 competition engine, and I stretched it by 200 millimeters to make it almost look like a Formula 1 car.
One of the Apex cars we built was an electric car, which was perfect for pulling in for a pit stop, pulling out, backing up, and doing it over and over.
F2 engines are very finicky, and you can't start them over and over again.
25 pit stops in one go. A Formula 1 car would have exploded by then. All my hair would have fallen out.
So we have, I think, probably the first and only electric, you know, F1 car, and it proved to be a really, really valuable tool.
So all in all, I think if I'm calculating right, we've built 12 cars, including crash cars.
I think they've done the equivalent of 2.5 Formula 1 seasons worth of driving since we began. In terms of speed, I think it must be the fastest, if not one of the fastest, car chases in a movie ever.
It's made me develop a new respect for the drivers, you know, people who have been doing this, living this, breathing this their entire lives. Aside from the people on the track, people off the track that are a part of building these amazing machines, I take my hat off to them.
You don't have table reads at Silverstone. Even if the film is set in Silverstone, you don't have to have the table read at Silverstone.
What was going through my head at the table read in Silverstone? Don't get fired.
I haven't been to Silverstone since I worked it as a waitress when I was 16. To walk in there again on a complete equal level with these amazing, talented heroes, it was so surreal, but it was so exciting.
Brad was there,
Javier was next to him. You know, Kerry, like the names just mind-boggling. It was just, you know, it's just one of those pinch me moments.
For the collective production that was happening, for me, what it felt like was being at the top. But there's no kind of higher version of a table read, really. It was fantastic.
It's mad, it's just a mad, but then also it felt really relaxed. We felt really at ease.
I'm thinking, okay, great, this could be really, really fun to sit in and watch a table read. And then Joseph says, okay, well, here's your script and you're going to be doing the table read, which absolutely knocked me for six, because who gets to do that in their life? I did not want to screw it up, and the pressure just skyrocketed.
But no, I really just wanted to do a good job. You know, I knew that this was, for an actor, one of the biggest opportunities that I would see in my career.
Great, well, welcome everyone. This is a very exciting day. Feels like we're really kicking off the movie here.
And then we have to go around the table and everyone introduces themselves.
I'm Joe Kaczynski.
I'm Brad.
Being there amongst these incredible actors.
I'm Javier and I play Ruben.
It was, that was incredible.
I'm Kim, I'm playing Casper.
I'm Carrie, and I'm playing Kate.
I'm Damson Idris, and I'm playing Joshua, and I'm a Virgo.
I think I was a little embarrassed that I was wearing my reading glasses. But I had the job at that point, so I thought, whatever, I'm just gonna put on my glasses because it's more relaxing.
Jerry Bruckheimer, one of the producers, but I want to thank everybody. First of all, we got a phenomenal cast. We got a great director, and I'm just so thrilled about everybody who's put this movie together so far. Can't wait for us to start. So excited. Thanks, everybody.
We're gonna have some fun. This one's fun.
From the very beginning, everyone coming together, and that kind of started this whole journey. Since then, it's been an amazing experience.
Here we go.
When you make a movie like this that's so immersive, it's fun to watch how the cast can kind of become their characters. You know, we're traveling around the world together, going to all these races, shooting on the pit wall during real races. It is like we became a real team.
It's just a nice vibe, man. Everyone kind of feels connected in some way. There's a lovely camaraderie. It feels like a family.
To feel that energy of creative something together, really encouraging each other to go whatever it takes us. And that's beautiful.
Kim Bodnar, who plays my boss.
Are you insane? Race day!
I just love him so much. He has so much energy and so much love.
I just feel that we are the family, that we have known each other for so long. It's very strange, but that's how it feels. And that's a lovely feeling.
I know, trust me. And this movie very much felt like that. It felt like we were all one and we were all together and we all wanted to make it work and do our best.
It's been very exciting working with the team making this film. I feel like there's a lot of dedication, a lot of passion to make it right. Yeah! So in that way, it does feel like a proper sort of love letter to the sport. It feels like everyone's shooting really high, and that's always fun to be a part of.
Teamwork is literally what it's all about, and friendship. And it shows through what this team has been through to where they end up together. And it's brilliant to work on, and it's brilliant to see.
I can't say enough about our cast. They stuck with us for 1.5 years, and it was awesome.
The bond is very strong indeed now for a lot of us. Yeah, it's been magic.
That's what's amazing about our job. Every show you go on, you can meet your people over and over again.
You know, this movie took 18 months to film, and we built some really strong friendships and connections over the course of that, and I think you'll see that on screen. I happened to have the email of Lewis Hamilton. The first thing I did once I got this idea was I sent an email to Lewis and just said, I want to make a film in this world. I want it to be the most authentic racing film ever. Would you be interested in helping me do that?
The #1 driver, 7-time world champion, is Lewis Hamilton. You had to have Lewis Hamilton involved in this.
Joe and Jerry asked me to come on board, and I jumped at the opportunity.
And that kind of started this whole journey.
remember getting the script for the first time and then sitting down with Joe and Jerry and just talking about how important the authenticity is.
Lewis Hamilton, he lives and breathes that world every single day, and the authenticity of it, that's something that was important to me, and it was very important to him as well.
Lewis was the perfect guardrails we have to tell this story to keep it legit.
From his point of view, there's never been a film that got it exactly right, either in terms of the speed or the reality of the world.
When you look at a lot of the other Formula 1 or racing movies, the speed part and also the racing part has been really hard to capture. Being able to film at real races, it's like unheard of. And the technology that Joe used when he did Maverick, he's able to bring that technology into this, but also develop it and take it to another level. It's crazy, is not see the camera on the other car.
It's small, I mean, it's about this size.
With these cameras and with this amazing crew, what Joe's able to do is capture real life, real-time speed. It's so much more advanced than what you're watching when you're watching a race during the weekend. The footage really is so much more raw and you really feel like you're in the car.
Lewis, he's been in every step of the process from, creating the story, writing the script, what gear you should be in going into, turn 6 in Silverstone.
He'll be like, no, that's turn 6, you need to be in 5th gear, that's 4th. Put it in 5th. And he knows by sound.
He's been an incredible resource every step along the way to get it right.
And that led us to a place where we finally got our actors. He put together this eclectic group that had to actually become pit crew in training and figuring out how to change tires and about the engines and travel with us to these different races.
I really wanted to make sure the cast was diverse. The aerodynamicist, for example, she also works in strategy, and one of the mechanics that's in the pit stop is a woman. I want people that are watching to be like, oh, there's a place for me there.
When we were interviewing people that worked on Formula One teams, we met some female engineers that worked on the cars, and they were inspiring to me. The whole notion of Kate riding her bike to work so she could feel the wind in her hair and better understand the job she's doing on the car was inspired by a real engineer that we met at Mercedes.
I did work a lot with Bernie Collins, who is an Irish lady who did have my job. So it was amazing to play that on screen.
When people are watching the races, you turn on and you see a car going around, but there are so many stories within the sport.
It's like watching an entire lifetime of great highs and gut-wrenching losses. There's more going on than just the sport itself.
I never in a million years thought I'd get to work with Brad Pitt. He's done an amazing job. He really, really brings a huge amount to the character of Sonny. He's got an underlying ability actually to really drive. Now you're going to come and see a great like Brad demonstrating what it's like to be a racing driver.
These Formula One drivers, they're real athletes. People don't realize, and it's something that Lewis really wanted me to put in the film, the forces on their body, the heart rate, the cardio of resisting 5 or 6 Gs, corner after corner, hour after hour, it's much, much more difficult than you could realize.
When you first experience downforce, like even in this, it's shocking.
The mental challenges that we go through as racing drivers, the speed in which you're taking information in, also the effect of the body, how strong the brakes are, the G-forces, and that's what you get to see in the film. It is the most authentic racing movie that's ever been made. What I love is you feel the speed, that drama is right there. There's a real grit and fight within these two drivers. Finally, people get to feel what it's like to be a racing driver.
When it's all said and done, I hope audiences get at least a fraction of what Lewis is experiencing when he's in a Grand Prix.
The expertise that he's brought to this thing and keeping us honest, this movie could not have been made without Sir Lewis Hamilton. My first moment of filming is at Silverstone, race weekend, in front of 120,000 fans.
To just see that. We knew we were creating something that's gonna stand the test of time.
It was just surreal. It was absolutely surreal.
Silverstone is where the first Formula One race was held, and it has all this history.
I remember just feeling like we're on hallowed ground. We are stepping into a sport that is so revered, and we just wanted to make sure we didn't get in anyone's way.
So we start filming here at Silverstone.
I promise you we're going to do our best to do you guys justice.
There's no way we could have made this film without the tight partnership with Formula One. You know, without the access we had, there's no way we could have pulled these scenes off. The access to the races, the access to the track, you know, we were able to shoot during the national anthem standing next to the drivers.
We have a lot of the F1 drivers in the film. Once they saw what we were doing, they were all in. You were all our partners in this. Thank you for allowing us in.
It is as authentic a racing movie has ever been. The journey from getting the script for the first time to being here at Silverstone, super embedded into this environment, is just incredible.
We had to prove to F1 that we could slot ourselves into the race weekend without cocking up their programming, because it is military precision, it is to the minute.
The timeline is precise, there is no wiggle room.
So there's a lot of pressure just to get it right.
By painstakingly going through all the what-ifs and plan Bs and plan Cs and many, many rehearsals, everyone got to a point so that we could be confident that nothing we did would compromise the integrity of the race.
This will be live, so we can't just cross over.
Having minutes to shoot a scene versus all day required us to make adjustments on our side, but at the same time, it infused the filmmaking process with this kind of energy that I hope you can feel on screen, because what you're seeing is real.
We're filming live.
That was it. No more than 2 takes.
You have to sort of nail it.
It was sort of like doing theatre on steroids.
If we get it, we get it. So you had to be on it.
It's a lot of pressure. I got really nervous. You know, the national anthem, for one, was a big one.
It's you, Verstappen's next to you.
And then being at the end for the grid start, you know, I'm right behind the cars.
It was all planned, but no one knew if it was going to work. It was a first time for everyone.
That kind of pressure on a scene gives it its own momentum, its own energy.
And it's like everything's on the line, and I think people are going to feel that.
We also had to work with our broadcast team to make sure that the international feed, the global broadcast, kept clear and deconflicted with that action. So if you were a fan watching at home, you would have had no idea that those 2 Apex cars were on the grid. Of course, if you're in the grandstand, you could see it.
Even our crew had to wear a costume because we had to blend in.
The whole world of news was there. That scene was incredible.
And then when it came to the actual national anthem, you know, I had Brad on my left and Verstappen on my right. And I remember asking him, I was like, when you guys sing the national anthem, do you put the race suit up or do you like have it down?
We built getting footage for this story is amazing. It was definitely one of the most intense days I've ever had on a film set, but the energy of the crowd, the cars, standing next to all the F1 drivers, and then having Damson and Brad there with them, that was one of those moments I'll never forget.
What's great about a race movie is the sound. And we're going to have phenomenal sound for this movie. We're going to put you in the car with this modern and emotional score, and you're going to feel it. You had to have Hans Zimmer involved in this. He is obviously one of the greatest.
He didn't just write the music, he was very involved in the sound design. It's something that you feel.
Everything about the experience was real, it was authentic. Having Sir Lewis sort of as part of this thing as well, I mean, just sort of solidified the authenticity for me.
The guys here are super embedded into this environment, and the focus has been really to make sure that it is as authentic a racing movie has ever been.
Having spent a lot of time talking to Lewis about what it's like to actually be inside the machine, what it's like to be that guy.
It's lights out and away we go!
That really influenced how I wanted the orchestra to sound. It's dangerous yet incredibly elegant.
The sounds of the cars, it's like music to people, and Hans captured it with the score. He captured how you blend and hear the music, yet you hear the roar of the car.
Hans is a legend, and you know what Hans does is he writes the kind of melodies that, for whatever reason, they stick in your head. And he's done another one, I think, for this film that I'm really excited about.
What was that?
Sound, I think it's an emotional thing. It really is half the story.
Music, it influences the way you feel. It influences the experience you have.
It's emotional, it's exciting. It overwhelms you, it sweeps you away. You get chills when you start hearing the music.
It develops just like the story develops.
What time was he at?
Before me.
It branches out, it becomes warmer, it becomes more urgent.
It's got to be powerful. It's got to make you feel like you're in one of these incredible machines. Capturing that and representing that takes a lot of work.
We're at Silverstone, and I am trying to find out how to actually make some music that gets through the noise, the fabulous noise, the music that the cars make for us already. If you were here, you would realize that the sound that we're hearing is so beyond anything you imagine, you can possibly imagine.
There's nothing like a Formula One race weekend. The energy of the crowd, the music, the sound of the cars, the anticipation of the race, like that's something it's palpable.
So one of the things I'm going to try to do is make it sound in the cinema as if you're truly experiencing a true race. Because it's not just what you see, it's what you hear.
Hans added to the phenomenal sound quality of the entire event.
These races are very emotional for these drivers, and we want to honor that and kind of bring that forward with the music.
So there's all these mixtures of wonderful melodies to make this movie jump off the screen, and yet you feel the emotion.
To get to work with him and watch him develop an idea and watch that become, you know, a giant, rich orchestral piece. Again, it's one of those things that I think every director would love to have that experience, and I've been very lucky to have on this film with him.
Lean in, it's going to be different. It got all these ideas what it's going to be, and it's not going to be that. It's going to be something maybe a little bit more fabulous.
It's something that's operatic, something that's emotional. It comes from the gut, and that's what's so wonderful about it.